The Dear Agency specializes in helping you understand your coverage before you need it. We offer all lines of personal and commercial insurance, including auto, home, and life. Contact Dawn Deere at 210-507-2169 and visit us at 7529 North Loop 1604 in Live Oak, Texas, or farmersagent.com/ddeer.
Are you pregnant and alone? You have options. The Sanctuary of Hope offers expectant mothers ages 12 to 22 a place to live, medical care, counseling, continued education, and options to raise your baby in a loving environment or help you with adoption. We want to help provide you and your baby with a bright future. Call us or email us today and let's walk through this together. 210-499-1554 or sohcares.org. All inquiries are confidential.
I'm a fine artist, and you're listening to I Am Refocused Radio.
You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again, and this time we have a guest all the way from New York, Miss Refine Artist. She's been on the show before, but man, we have some updates with all this craziness with COVID-19. So you're going to tell us how it's really going down in New York, man. So I want to welcome to the show and say, how you doing, man?
Hey, how are you? I'm all right. Like I'm here trying out here.
Uh-huh. So how's it been? I mean, how's it going with all this COVID-19? I mean, we all know New York has been hit, extremely hard.
It's crazy.
So tell us, man, give us some updates, and then we'll kind of draw back on, what was happening since the get-go when things started shutting down.
Well, I have never seen New York and New Jersey so quiet. Like, nobody is out. Nobody. And I know some people that work in New York, and they've even told me, like, they could be getting stopped, too, by policemen who are out there, too. And you have to have, like, a letter telling them that you're an essential worker. Like, you have to actually show them that you're supposed to be out. Like, it's gotten to that point. Like, it's crazy. And you can't go anywhere without a mask or gloves or anything like that.
And with you being an entrepreneur, I mean, when things started shutting down, I mean, what was going through your head? Like, are you in a situation where...
I had things planned.
Uh-huh.
I had things planned, and I was in shock that I couldn't even be able to put my events together, because I had events that I was going to host, putting them together for the future, and everything shut down. Even galleries shut down. Galleries that I was going to have my exhibitions in the future with and things like that. Like, I have to do now everything virtual. And I've been seeing a lot of people using Zoom and Instagram Live to do their events and things like that. But in my opinion, it's just not the same. It's difficult being an entrepreneur, going about your career, your business, during these times right now, because things are changing. Like, it's gotten to the point where it's more difficult to really show what you're doing in your career, and it's difficult, because in person is better when people are actually able to come out and see your work or see what you're doing, But I applaud everyone who's still going on. I'm still trying to go on doing my career through social media, but in my opinion, I just feel like it's better to do it in person. And so things have shut down for me in some areas, but I'm still trying to be productive. I'm still trying to put things out there as much as I can through Instagram, through Facebook, through anything I can. I even literally just recently made a Zoom account too, because I'm planning on doing some paint and sips that I've seen other artists do. So I was thinking maybe I could do something like that. So I'm not gonna lie, the social media and social distancing is helping. It's just it's a little bit more difficult having it to be virtual, you know, because you want that human interaction.
And plus, like, you're a model too, so you're doing runways and all that stuff. All that stuff is on standby for a while.
Yes.
So all the other stuff you're doing.
We had actually a show. We had like a fashion show that was supposed to happen, and that got shut down too. I was supposed to be walking down a runway. It was going to be at the Apollo Theater. We were going to do a pop-up and a fashion show, and that shut down. I even posted a video about that. I was like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, it's been postponed because of COVID-19 and everything. It was just, it's pretty down right now. But at the same time, in a very weird way, it's also kind of a blessing that everyone is taking time off of for themselves and producing and figuring out new ways and building their career up. You know, like, it's like the whole world just shut down, and we finally have the time to do things that we weren't able to do before, you know? So it's kind of like an eye-opener on things that we never thought we could do, like this whole Zoom situation, doing events virtually, doing just more interaction. And it, at the same time, it's building up everyone's social media too. Since all of this social distancing is going on, this whole social distancing is helping everybody out as far as promotion. So I do see it as a blessing as well. I just miss the human interaction.
I mean, it's crazy. You're still staying busy. I mean, you're doing this radio show. You got other stuff that we're going to be mentioning later on in the interview. Some big news that we're going to have like a part 2 interview, because like that's how much you're moving. Like, you're still moving. You even have a fashion clothing line that you just recently launched. Tell us about this refined artist fashion that you got now.
And that one's still going on too. People can actually still purchase the designs. I'm actually really grateful for that too, because I can keep going on my fashion line. It's called Refined Fashions, and I have a link in my Instagram at refined.artist. But I can continuously produce different designs on my clothing and things like that. And it is still, like, shipping is going smoothly, like, no problem. I haven't heard any issues, so far it's all great. They're being more careful because of COVID-19, but it's still in progress of people being able to purchase and getting their items. And with my clothing line, I've got everything. I got bags, I got shoes, full-on outfits, everything, even clothes for dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, I made sure I tried to get everything.
See, that's
but I'm excited about that.
No, that's major, because as an entrepreneur, you're showing everybody on social media like, this is not going to stop me. You know, like,
exactly.
There's so many shows out there, and so many other entrepreneurs are in the same boat. They're trying to find creative ways to still interact with their following, reach potential customers, and still brand themselves and market themselves. Any entrepreneurs out there in New York, if you can give them some advice, what would you tell them as far as how they are using the resources to help build a brand in these difficult times?
Advice I will give them to help them with their brands right now during this crazy time, to constantly promote your brand as much as possible, because this is the time to do it. Since everyone is home and on their computers, on their phones, on their laptops, they are bound to see it. And they are bound to follow you, to look through your brand, to promote you, to support you. This is probably one of the best moments in a weird way to promote as much as you can of your brand, because everyone is going to see it. Everyone. No one's really off of their phones at this point. And so it is crucially important to make sure that you go by those steps in promoting your brand, because if you don't during this time, and once the time comes out to where everybody's finally able to leave the house, nobody's going to want to be on their phone. Everybody's going to want to be outside, you know?
Yeah.
So I would say to strongly keep producing, keep creating, and keep promoting your brand as much as possible on every single platform you can think of right now, because they are bound to see it. Your audience is bound to see it and reach new people.
And what's crazy with New York being one of the places that's really been hit really hard in the United States, how is the spirit out there? Like, I mean, I can say out there because no one can go outside, but just people out in social media, Facebook, Instagram. How's the atmosphere of the New Yorkers, like your friends and stuff? Like, how are they keeping their head up and staying positive? And because New York is totally hit hard.
I've seen some people here and there who are still trying to bring out their work. A lot of people are trying to work as much as they can right now, and it's difficult because the people who had their jobs that are now unable to work, they're still trying to do something as far as working and as trying to get anybody to support. And so I've even seen myself barbers out on the sidewalk doing like their business, like of doing haircuts and things like that for any of those who can't get their hair done. I have literally seen some people out like doing people's hair out on the sidewalk, and people are doing whatever they can at this point to work to get some income coming in. And honestly, it's amazing because the fact that they are trying so hard to do this for everybody, it's like everyone is helping out everybody. It's just that it's that little uplifted spirit of we got you, you know, whatever you need kind of feel. And it's a great thing to feel when you know that somebody out there has got your back, you know? It's like that out there. It's crazy.
Once again, we're talking to refined artists out in New York, talking about how it is, man. How is it living out there? And when it comes to food, groceries, dinner, lunch, I mean, we know that a lot of services for delivery and all that stuff exist for mobile phones and online. But in New York, I can only think that it's probably very tense, if that's the right way to put it. How is that working as far as you being able to eat food and do grocery shopping?
A lot of people have been doing these grocery deliveries, I guess you could call it. Like, yeah, you're able to order on your phone, and yes, certain certain food spots are open, such as Domino's and just different things, different food areas here and there. But as far as going to like a supermarket or just a big food store, they've gotten to the point where you have to literally the lines go all the way around, like outside. Like everybody is 6 feet apart, exactly.
There's a lot of people in New York, you know, like this is a lot of people in that city.
Yeah. It's oh my gosh. But yeah, there's these workers in those spots where they're monitoring who's going in. And I think I believe, don't quote me on this, because I believe I heard it somewhere where a store like that can't be more than 50 people. And so they're literally like counting as you go in. So it's, oh, man. And as far as, like, there's people that are doing care packages too, that they're giving out care packages, which is good too for everybody. So it's not difficult to get food. It's just a difficult process to make sure that you have what you need, because these places are like, they're not stocked up anymore as they used to be, because everybody's getting everything, you know? These shelves are like almost empty.
Yeah, because I've been to New York twice, and when I've been there, it's so many people. Like, seriously, like, it's so many people. So I can't only imagine was like people waiting in line, doing social distancing and waiting to have their chance to go inside the store to get the food if they're not ordering on, you know, the application or the website.
Some people even avoid it too, though. Some people are avoiding going into the supermarket and just ordering food through their phone because they don't want to go through that process and getting their food. Like going to supermarkets to get their food, through that whole line process and everything. It's crazy. And it's happened to me where I was told that I needed to hurry up to get my food. Like, I was shocked that I was being timed. I don't know how much time they give, but I was being timed. And it was so odd. Like, it was such a different feel of just purchasing your food. Like, they needed to keep everybody moving so that way the line doesn't get too long. So that was a whole different experience for myself.
And we've seen pictures on the news and all that. It's a ghost town. But have you ever seen any taxis anywhere? Or are they all shut down?
No. They, all these taxis are not, a majority of them, I should say, because I don't know if maybe there is one or two out there, but the majority of them are not even in service anymore. Like, these taxi drivers are home. Like, I have seen it on the news of these taxi drivers talking about their story, how they're not getting any income or anything like that because they're not making any money. Nobody's outside.
Yeah.
So these taxi drivers are just all out of service. And it's difficult for them because they have bills to pay and they got some families to feed and things like that. So it's hard for them as well.
And that's crazy because when you look at it, man, like, when I was there twice. When I was in New York twice, everywhere you look, you saw a taxi everywhere. I mean, everywhere. You couldn't walk 2 feet without having a taxi go by, or 4 or 5. So I was just trying to paint that picture for the audience because this is totally crazy. Like, I remember I hit you up on Instagram. I was like, man, it's like watching a movie. Like, it's still going on, but it's like, man, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's like, I swear it's like the apocalypse happening. Like, it's insane to see a what you would call where a city never sleeps is finally sleeping.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's exactly like that.
That is crazy. That is crazy. And when going back to what you do, you know, as a model, fashion, runaway, all that, do you still do photo shoots? And if you do, how do you do those now?
I still do photo shoots. It's rare now because of the situation going on, but I still do photo shoots. I wear a mask up until to the point where I actually have to take it off to pose, and the photographer is far away enough from me to where he's able to take the shot, and it works out that way. But if we have to end up being closer, I would put my mask back on. But I think photo shoots in general for myself was always there was always the distance between me and the photographer, so that was never an issue, which is why I'm still capable of doing photo shoots, because we would still be that 6 feet apart distance. But whenever I need to talk to the photographer or need to look at the photos, I will make sure I would put on my mask just in case, just to keep safe and everything like that. But yeah, now it's become accustomed to be wearing the mask to be safe. And I always need to make sure that the photographer is at least wearing a mask or something on him for my safety as well. It's all about just being safe with it. But I'm still capable of doing shoots, no problem, which is great. It's just rare at this point because after when this whole situation ends, I already got shoots lined up that photographers hit me up about, saying, that they can't do shoots right now because of COVID-19, but after it's over, we should shoot and do all this. And I'm down for it, great. But the fact that we have to wait for it too, because some photographers may not be comfortable enough, and I completely understand that. But the fact that we have to wait for a great creative shoot, to come out, because these locations are closed down too. Parks are closed down. Very creative areas are closed down to where we can't necessarily go anywhere that would be interesting enough to do a photo shoot. The photo shoots I'm doing right now are very simple ones because we can't do much about it. So a lot of them are very spring-like outdoor photo shoots. So it's hard. So the most creative ones are going to be towards after COVID-19. So I'm excited for those.
And also, people don't know, Refined Artist, you're also a graphic designer. Are you getting hit up for any graphic design projects at the moment?
Oh, yes, which is probably, I've never been so grateful to be a graphic designer right now because I can literally work from home. I can't tell you enough how much business I'm getting at this point because everybody is doing their rebranding around this time, and so they need new logos or updated versions of sites or newsletters, anything, and people coming out with albums that they need album cover art for. Literally anything that they're rebranding right now, it's become nonstop for me with graphic design, which is great. So it's like helping me out and I'm helping them out. It just works out fantastic, and the business is like, it's never boomed so much before until this period of time. So I'm just grateful to have that talent in being a graphic designer right now. I'm sure many graphic designers out there right now, too, are feeling the same thing. Like they're getting just as much business because everybody is now rebranding,
I would say when all this clears up, when New York, when that one day comes when everything opens up and people can go outside and do all the great things that they were doing before, I would say that New York is going to be a very special place. I think when you put together all the workers and the creatives, entrepreneurs in that area, New Jersey, it's just going to be, I think it's going to be a very special energy that flows there. What do you think?
Oh, definitely. What? You're going to nonstop hear people like finally out partying or finally bringing out their business to everybody. You're going to see everybody just flooding everywhere. And it's going to go back to where the city doesn't sleep, but like on insomniac mode, like insanely, like no sleep at all.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing. I feel like everybody's going to be so super excited finally to be out and to dress up nice, too. Watch everybody dress up in their best clothes when everybody is finally able to leave the house.
Right.
Just to go anywhere.
Man, you probably gonna have a lot of people waiting for you to do these tours and stuff with all the fashion that you're doing with your clothing line. Like you're gonna be loaded doing shows after show after show. But before we let you go today, a little quick teaser. You have a book that you've been working on, and tell the audience a little bit about this book, because we're gonna have you on again once it's out and published. But just give the audience a little teaser of what it is.
I am actually amazed for this book to finally be something big for everyone. So this book is called Behind the Scenes, and it's about those people out there who have gone through serious struggles in their life, as far as sexual harassment, and further terrible situations, and don't know what to do to prevent that, such as models. Models these days, startup models especially, don't have that guide to really help them, figure out that you need somebody with you when you go to a shoot, or you need to make sure that you are comfortable doing what you are doing, as far as the look, because there are people out here who are unprofessional, and it's difficult when you're a startup model and you don't have that guideline. And I'm only using the model industry as an example for this topic, but it does go for everyone. To learn how to get through it, and to basically remember who you are, that you're stronger than what you think. And so I never had a guide for myself, and I want to be that voice for people who don't know what to do. I don't know if you've heard about the movement called Time's Up, but Time's Up is a movement where it's about not just women, but anyone in the workplace being sexually harassed, and they can't say anything about it, or feel like they can't do anything about it because it's in the workplace, and they would lose their jobs or things like that. And so I am truly a Time's Up activist, where I've been in that situation before, and I basically tell my story in the book, all these true stories of my life, and after that I basically give advice to those on how to prevent situations like that, and how to get through it all. And it's a very, very powerful book, and it's just, you don't know how many people these days are afraid to say something. And I was there too. I was afraid to say anything. I was hesitant on even releasing this book because it was so personal to me. But I knew that if I didn't do this, if I didn't do my part, if I didn't become that voice, I would have not been able to help anyone who needs that kind of help. So I I'm trying to just be that voice, just to be that guide for those who've been through things like that. So it's a very powerful book, and I'm excited for everyone to soon see it. It's gonna be insane for when it's out.
So, man, if you don't know, she is always working, always working. So that's Refined Artist. You can go to her Instagram, refine.artist, and you can also check out her clothing line that she has, refineartist.kencustom.com. Man, so you are staying busy in New York. I think this is a really dope show today, episode, the privilege to be able to have a voice out in New York to talk. What else you would like to tell the audience before we let you go?
To be as productive as you can, and be as positive as you can during these dark times right now. It's going to all go by soon. I know that for sure, or I'm trying to keep myself positive on it. We are going to get through it, no problem. Just be positive, keep that positive mindset, and be as productive as you can.
That's what's up. Well, once again, this is I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed, talking to the one and only refined artist from New York. Man, shout out to New York, New Jersey, just everybody up there, stay safe, and everyone is having their thoughts and prayers for you all, and just everybody in the United States and all around the world, because like I said, it's so crazy, this COVID-19 that's happening, not just in the United States, it's happening all around the world. It's crazy. We're really in this together. Like they say, I saw on the news, hashtags and stuff like that. But like Refined Artist said, keep your head up, stay positive. This time will pass. It will pass. So I want to thank you taking time out of your busy schedule being on I Am Refocused Radio. Like we always say on every single show, keep God first, stay focused, and peace.
Hi, San Antonio. Need a barber? Visit our good friend Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockafellas Barbershop in San Antonio, Texas, 1733 Babcock Road, and book your appointment today by calling 210-782-5188.